I'm not a vampire, not an alien, I'm not the fucking mummy, I'm a goblin.
Greetings and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Twisted Goblin! And today I had select this random topic that I want to talk about. I've been playing my PC, playing a lot of Spider-Man kind of thing, the PC version that's not out because of PlayStation. It's like, here is our PlayStation Studio, our game. You can now play it on PC. It's full price, but you can play it. And I'm like, alright, I'm gonna play it. There was the Steam. Not the steampunk, but the punk version, like literally Spider-Punk, and that's one of my favorite kind of thing. He looks like a kind of thing. I'm gonna, you can gonna be able to see some of that kind of thing in my gameplay that I will do on my second channel called Twisted Goblin Black and White. But that brings me to the other topic, the noir. There's like a noir version. I also gonna kind of add, but there is a noir version of Spider-Man that goes in from plays into the Great Depression. It's like an altered version that plays in the Great Depression of America kind of thing. And I'm like, we got all we got that Spider-Man, we got Tom kind of thing, we got so much spider kind of things going on, and all those things are adding. But I'm like, there is so many kind of things. There is the noir version, that's one of my favorites of the looks kind of thing. Sure, there is also the black Spider-Man version, but also I'm like, I can want a little bit. I want to go a little bit more into the gothic side. If I'm gonna make my version of Spider-Man, it would kind of be more to the gothic side, and that's kind of thing where you get noir, has that more gothic feel to it. Noir, I think black and white. I'm like, all right, we're going somewhere. We're having this version, the noir version starts to get a little bit better. We're getting to a better kind of thing, how I want my Spider-Man to be. Sure, he has a gun, and not so bad, you know, the gun kind of thing. And the noir is more sneaky, but I'm not really good with sneaky. Sneaky kind of thing. I'm more the punk kind of guy. Like, the punk does look good, but it's too much punk. I'm more cyberpunk kind of guy, or a gothic. It's like, there is also cyber gothic. That's a kind of thing, but that's all. There's like, okay, punk is also kind of thing. He's more roughly, it's more kind of thing. That version I like also, but also I'm not that much in punk music. So gothic is like the thing. So it would be noir, and imagine like Spider-Man kind of thing, this noir version, but a little bit more gothic kind of thing with this kind of thing on his shoulders. That's kind of thing, and it's that ear like a spider symbol on his vest. That would be like my kind of going on. I would want this metal gothic kind of going on Spider-Man. We have like that. He would wear black because I'm somebody that's one thing, and also gothic is much more black. But also, it's like maybe here's Spider-Man, and then on the back I would have like this cross, you know, a Black Widow cross kind of thing, because mine would be more based on a Black Widow Spider-Man kind of thing, with a Black Widow on the kind of thing, making it a little bit more my thing, a little bit more like that rat going on, you know, knowing that, and making people fear, like when you see the rat, they know it's like the back turn and they go it disappears in the darkness. That would be my Spider-Man. Does have more to the Batman kind of going on and thing, but also can be helpful. It's like has the Black Ops things. He would do missions of things. He would be a bit more ruthless, but also very kind. Very he would be like really kind. This thing is top right. That's better. He would be kind. He would be like what every kind of thing is. I look like this all the time. I have skull collection. I love like the darker stories kind of thing in games, movies, TV shows. I like the darker stories, but I'm a very kind person. I would not hurt a fly. Well, a fly maybe, but it's like I would not hurt people. I like them kind of thing. I'm sweet, kind, also funny sometimes, but I'm also like yeah, sometimes I have one of those days that I don't talk that much. I would be one of those. I talk a lot and I try to be funny at the moments, but sometimes I'm very concentrated, very kind of thing, and that's what my kind of guy would reflect. Like you already know the look, you already know his origin story. I will feel like, okay, we got this, we got all of that all going on. We got a new Spider-Man. His Spider-Man would be, something close to this, because I'm not very good at things, but I have lots of stuff that goes closely to that, to this version. I have a hoodie with it, kind of thing. There is like a hoodie instead of like I have the jacket that the noir version has. I have a black pants enough, like a lot, kind of thing. So I have all that stuff I can do, kind of thing. The shoes are not. I have also. It's like I could do this. This is like close to it that I can very much do. Maybe I should have recognized that. Nah, I have to. I don't cosplay that much. As like when I cosplay, I want to be perfect. I want to look like I want it to look. I want to kind of thing. If it doesn't look, I don't do it. So I don't do cosplay at all, kind of thing. Anyway, so the noir version is close to what I want, but then with this kind of going on, I also have like some other stuff I want, kind of thing that I want. Maybe like on his kind of gloves, I would have like pins on it, like kind of thing, from those kind of pins that you can really hit somebody stronger. Because I'm always like the kind of guy also like, okay, if somebody attacks me, I'm gonna get my keys. I'm not the best hitter, but with keys, that's gonna hit much harder. Kind of if somebody attacks me. So I would do the same with my Spider-Man costume. I would have like a little bit of this on it to make it really stick around, kind of thing, to stick around, and then I would let them go. It's also this Spider-Man. We have the suit now. We know the suit now. Now how he would work. He would be kind. He would be kind of thing. But I also very much like if he is somebody that you give them 3 chances. I'm not somebody that's gonna be Punisher-esque and directly murder the criminals. I would be like, okay, people can change, people deserve second chances, so I give them a second chance. Give them a 3rd chance, maybe if they didn't murder somebody after kind of thing. But after the 3rd chance, you're done! There's no 4th chance. 3rd chance is you're out. You're out the game, boy. You got 3 chances and you screw them all over. You got people hurt, people got killed, people got worse than killed. Like those 3 things. That's the end. 3 chances, that's all you get. I would be in Spider-Man, that gives you 3 chances. That's all. Doesn't matter, kind of thing. Of course, this guy needs to be out of my country thing. He would not have that much to do with my country, besides that he is from my country, because I think he would be like somebody that has the kind of thing, wants to see the world and gets stuck somewhere because he's mine. He's like this lonely cowboy, tries to survive, and eventually he becomes the Spider-Man. He also could. I would like keep him here in town, but our country doesn't have that much buildings to get around stuff. So he would have a harder time. He would be very to the ground, very much, but also could work. A bit more sneaky, a bit more punchy kind of thing. He would still be like maybe a character that goes from thing, but wants to see the world, but always comes back to here. He would have like a base. Would be in base that's in this country, but he will always leaves, like kind of thing. That feels like something that would be me. Some guy that really wants to see the world, but still it's like always comes home, always like, yeah, I like kind of thing, my family's here, my kind of thing, but also I feel alone. I feel like kind of thing. Also he has this mentality that he likes everybody, that he wants to save everybody, but deep down he feels like nobody really likes him, nobody kind of thing is, and he's very easy pleased and gives people chances. But when you keep on being on his bad side 3 times, it's over. Even the best of people can again go around. Certainly with somebody that's had bad luck, somebody that's alone, somebody that actually needs somebody, but nobody's ever wants to be there for him. That's like the Spider-Man, that's the kind of thing. He's struggling with being very good and very trustworthy, but then nobody's really coming to him. And when he finds somebody, he is always kind of feels bad when he has to leave, because he's Spider-Man. He has to do the kind of thing. He feels bad that he does it. He has this struggle inside of him between being Spider-Man, but also wants friends. And then when he gets friends, it's hard to keep it on kind of thing. And it feels like they're always pushing away while he tries to. He's like this lonely cowboy kind of esque character that wants a wolf pack, but also has struggling in between it, and also being Spider-Man doesn't count. He has this whole thing. He has spider powers. He would not be ultimate smart. He would not kind of thing. He would have a beard, why not, kind of thing. In spider costume, of course not, because like I said, I would have this noir style kind of character. Would he have a gun? No, because I don't have guns. I'm not the guy. Like I said, he would have knuckles kind of thing going on, like very pointy things going on to be able to beat him. That would be his extra weapon. He would not have a gun because, one, we're in Belgium. Belgium, it's illegal to have guns. You don't have guns nowhere, even though there are lucky, and even though kind of thing. And this Spider-Man would kind of thing. He would be around Europa. He would select not just kind of thing. He would go to other countries to get there. But the way he goes kind of thing, he would spy, finds this like, oh, I have to do this. He finds crime. He is like somebody that just walks around when he can. He would be in the evening going outside doing stuff, while in the middle of the day being just a guy that has, and he would have also just like a normal job. He would not have photos kind of thing going on. He would not have the thing. He would just have a job like party rental. He sets the rentals. Maybe instead of, you know, actually my job, he would go with a truck kind of thing. With a truck, and I would love to have a Spider-Man that has actually a truck. And at the beginning, it would be like he has just goes with a truck. He is in the truck and goes inside of the truck, going away with it. Goes around the truck, going to, you know, events there, set stuff, and sometimes he stays in events, and then like there is some stuff that happens, bad people happen, because there's always, I have seen like some people that happens in events happens kind of thing, because it's insane. There was Tomorrowland, that was like a big event that also our work kind of thing. He would be like there trying to stop this guy that did something, and then it's like a couple of days, but instead of normal kind of asshole guy, that kind of thing, he's then a super villain. And then would you kind of thing, because also Tomorrowland is something where a lot of people come, even from around the world, and then you would have Spider-Man kind trying to trying to find out, because he also wants evidence. He would try to find them, sneak around, kind of stalk him, because he knows now that he keeps stalking him, making him go in fear till eventually he like before he can take another life. He takes the guy down, gets like a camera set up also kind of thing, because, you know, you need a camera to have evidence that this guy did something bad. So he does something bad before he gets killed. He comes in, kicks his ass, and then sets him off with the evidence against the cops. So the cops can think. And then you also warn him if he ever gets free and he kills again. Again, Spider-Man is gonna be there to stop. This would be like his Spider-Man thing. He work, and eventually in the summer or the kind of thing, this Spider-Man would also go at night. Finally get some promotion on some points and able to go with the truck, doing the things. But instead of the yellow things that our trucks kind of got from our work, it would be black, like this cool Mad Max kind of going on. But it was like he has to do this whole thing in another country because, you know, rent kind of thing. He would have this whole thing, and then you will also have some stuff happen, somebody trying to steal stuff. This Spider-Man would defend it, trying to, and it makes also like you have that like half of the truck would have stuff in it from the con, and the other half would have his headquarters in it, like Spider-Man's headquarters, where he can sleep, where he kind of thing, when he also can you know, do some other stuff in it, making his own spider lab inside of it. I would feel like that was possible, and also love to have a kind of thing. Always fascinated by trucks and motorcycles, even though trucks riding is fucking hard. I always wanted to kind of be a truck driver on some point, but also like, yeah, more on the road, more easy to something bad happen to you kind of thing. But also like for Spider-Man, that's like piece of cake. I stop it myself. I have spider powers. I can stop it. I can think. I have a truck that makes a thing, and then you have also these trucks chases. That would be a thing. And for his personality, like I said, he would be kind. He would be shy, but he only gives 3 things. But also his life is like very struggling, very like loneliness. A lonely cowboy around the world, trying to do it, doing good kind of thing, but also not really trust people, but want to trust people. And even though they're disappointed, he still is very kind. He's like that, you know, he's a gothic guy, somebody that very much wants to be good, wants to be kind of thing, but also sees the world in a darker place that nobody actually trusts nobody, but he wants it. He really badly wants the people to go. That would be like his struggle and his kind of thing, and also goes from time to time to other countries, and then you will see Europa kind of thing. This would be very much Spider-Man that goes to a whole kind of Europa, and sometimes to America, but most of the time to Europa, which even a kind of thing. It's like with his truck. I feel like that could be so cool a character, and that would be my Spider-Man, because with so many Spider-Mans, non-binary Spider-Mans, UK Spider-Mans, Spider-Mans, woman Spider-Mans, kind of thing. There's so many fucking Spider-Mans that I feel like, why does the gothic community not get a Spider-Man? Why does the kind of thing? Because the truck would also have, you know, it's Europa. We would have go against castles. There would be castles. He could even go against vampires. He would be this badass that even goes if you want a more metal version, you can have him go against vampires kind of thing, demons, like those kind of Spider-Man. This Spider-Man would go everywhere, like criminals, things, demon criminals, like criminals that been possessed by demons. You would have this kind of thing. I feel like that would be so cool. My Spider-Man would be, yes, he would be like from Belgium to kind of go to all Europa, but feels like it's not mainly to Belgium. He's not kind of thing. He lives there and always comes back there, but with a truck he could go everywhere. With a truck he would, like, that's his base, but he also goes out kind of thing. He would be this so on, trying to kind of thing, but feels always lonely, and also because he's on the road always, he has not had that many friends, but he has friends. They just don't, you know, everywhere. That's just my kind of thing. Well, how I would create a kind of thing. My Spider-Man. I also thinking of the Twisted Goblin. There could be a goblin, of course, as a there also could be actually goblins, like a literally demonic goblin, because as his main villain. It's like, yeah, as a main villain, and also because it's a Spider-Man, his main villain is a goblin, but instead of the The green goblin is the twisted goblin, and he comes from hell. He's an actually goblin from hell. Steals stuff, but doesn't matter kind of thing how many he hurt. Like that kind of guy would be his main enemy. That's like my kind of thing. I really wanted to do this video because I feel like, okay, we got another Spider-Man. Why do we never get a Belgium Spider-Man? Why does every time has to be this kind of Spider-Man, UK Spider-Man? It's like we have so many different versions. A Japanese Spider-Man, we got a Korean Spider-Man, a Chinese Spider-Man, an Indian Spider-Man. We got so many Spider-Mans, but we never get Spider-Man from this. And I feel like this version of mine is more gothic. It's also also based on my country. From my country it goes to Europa. Like he travels a lot. He would be like, I feel like more a metal version also, because he would be going against possessed criminals, demon kind of thing, but also keep it a little bit lower kind of thing, because he's a friendly neighborhood. Well, he is friendly, so like I said, he's kind, he's kind of thing. He has the Spider-Man heart kind of thing, and he tries to be a little bit of humor, but also it's like, you know, he feels like he's always bad luck. It's like all the things I said, like I feel like, oh, I so feel like I can do so much with this Spider-Man. My Spider-Man would be really fucking good idea, but that's just my opinion, you know. And then yeah, kind of thing, a truck driver going around kind of thing, with to events trying to do there, and then like has to stay there because, you know, the trucks needs the reload, and it's not doesn't like this is not the movie, so he would be in this kind of thing. He would like, first you have the Belgium, but when he gets this promotion, he would travel around Europa, having all truck driving, tries to fight crime, and the crime would be like from demons possessed. Also makes him less murderish people, because killing demons is alright, killing humans is gets controversy, but killing demons, possessed criminals by demons is easier to kill. But he would still give him 3 chances. He is still somebody that's like, you know, just because you're a demon doesn't mean you don't deserve a chance. You know, he would still be dead. He would also have this knuckles kind of thing. So this is my Spider-Man kind of thing. He looks kind of non-noir, but with spikes and with those kind of things on his shoulder, and maybe and a Black Widow kind of logo on his thing, on his back. How the original, how he got the powers? Well, how did he got the powers? You know, Belgium. What can Belgium has that kind of thing? I mean, it's I would be able to get it to Oscorp, like, you know, Oscorp is worldwide. They have an Oscorp tower here somewhere. I mean, there is the McDonald's. We all have McDonald's. So there is worldwide kind of stuff, and we have even a KFC now. That's just recently. But I don't know if we can have kind of thing, have something from there. Maybe there is like something, I don't know, maybe from Oscorp, but also could be something different from another kind of thing worldwide, or something just created here. But I don't know anything really that well. It could be like this. Because we had all COVID kind of thing going on. What if the spider mutated kind of thing and gives everybody like this spider bite kind of thing from a Black Widow, that kind of thing. But you know, this character was dying, because sometimes I feel like I'm dying and like I have pains, lots of pains sometimes. Kind of thing. I don't know why, but every morning I wake up with pain and the doctor doesn't find what it fucking is. So let's take it up a notch, and my imagination to a depressional kind of thing, that I'm actually like kind of thing after years of pain. I hope that's not the fucking case, but after years of pain, they find that there is kind of thing something wrong, and that there is kind of thing, and you feel like, oh, you're gonna die. There is no way, kind of thing. You feel then like hopeless, and instead of going, but you don't want to die in a hospital, because this is like something I really don't want to. I don't want a guy being the guy that's gonna die in a hospital bed on his ends of life. Doesn't matter if I'm 60, 17. I don't want to die in a hospital, but I want to die with clothes that I like, not in a fucking hospital kind of thing, jacket, and that's about it. It's like, really? That's how I'm gonna die? Looking back, I want to look good when I die, man. So I would be the guy that's like, okay, you have like, there is possibility you're gonna die, but there are treatments for you. You would be like, yeah, but so I would go around the world, like kind of thing. They said thing, and then I would go just for a walk, and I would not turn back. I have like one day before everything gets worse, and then I would drink, because I never drink. Alcohol is not my thing. But then you're like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna die. So you say fuck it, and you go and drink, and you do the stupidest shit because you're gonna die. What's the hell kind of thing? You're gonna die. What are they gonna do? Kill? Is that gonna kill you quicker? Yes, but well, fuck it. So you do something kind of stupid, and then you go to this underground. You find some like stuff. You fall in a rabbit hole, because I have seen like, if you don't look for it, you don't find it that much. You kind of things, but when you go looking for trouble, it finds you very much quicker. You go kind of thing. You see some girl, that kind of thing. You take your keys, you smack that kind of thing on it, because you don't care. Yeah, sure, it gets you killed. Yeah, sure, it's gonna get kind of get. But you're like, ah, what the fuck? I'm gonna die anyway. So you save the girl. Kind of thing. You save the girl, and then kind of thing. This girl takes you, but then you find out this girl is a very drug addict kind of thing, and you crash with her kind of thing for the night. But she has drug. But then it's like you are in this abandoned thing. You find out that her ex is kind of an asshole and criminal, and is making some stuff. That she was like, this criminal was from America, kind of thing, and has done some experiments on thing. You don't find it out. Can even be in German, but I feel like, then you have that Nazi kind of going on. I don't want that kind of thing. Even though it's like Nazis are pretty much demons, kind of go on. So you could make it, but it's like also like, American also works. Then you have this kind of guy that has weapons thing, but has this lab around ground, and you found out that he died. But now she cannot do drugs anymore because her boyfriend did that, and her boyfriend died, and now her boyfriend's friends have been arresting her, and that's when you came in, punched the guy, then she took you to your place, tries to offer you drugs because she's still a drug addict. And you say it's not good for you, but you also, like, don't fucking care because you're gonna die anyways. Then the spider, because, this guy has lots of weapons, is kind of has drugs, but he doesn't use the drugs to be an addict. He also uses the drugs to make something, and to make something madness. He escaped from America. He escaped something that he has done, kind of the experiments that he shouldn't, experiments on people that he shouldn't, but he didn't on animals he shouldn't, and now he does it in Belgium. And then something, a spider kind of thing got free. Now that he is gone, Spider got free, and Black Widow got free, that he experimented on, and that kind of bites you when you're there. And then everything in the morning, everything escalated when the boys gets back, those criminals that you punched, and find out that you go there, or the girl is, and now your spider powers kick in, you get the better of them, they freaking escaped, but you're now having powers. And of course the girl kind of died from an overdose because it's bad to have drugs, but you also, good positive note, you got healed. I mean, you got healed from your kind of criminal, but now you have spider powers. You seem a little different, like like your hand, where you kind of thing seems infected, but the infection doesn't go everywhere. You have powers. It's also like having this ticking time bomb on your hand. It's like, yes, you're healed from your thing. You have like 7 years to live, because I like number 7 kind of thing. You would be like, okay, you're the spider, you go back to work feeling better than ever, but also about you got instead of dying tomorrow, dying kind of thing, you're now gonna die in 7 years. You have 7 years more to live, but so you kind of thing, but you're also stronger, so you get the promotion of kind of, if able to have being trucker, you trying to go on dreams. You're like, you have more of a life, you kind of thing, and yes, those kind of guys gonna be back and are your first like. That you go after. You have Spider. First you're just in Belgium. First you go back to work. You kind of start to get this suit, but you find out that's like a little bit boring staying here now that you have powers. A little boring. Now you have 7 years and you find a promotion, and because you're already working, you get kind of a truck, and you're already your spider sense, your kind of thing makes you also a better driver. So you get the job, you get the promotion, you're able to go full Europa, and you get there. My character goes there. Yeah, has all the things. Now is on the road, and this is where we get the rest of my story that I already told you about him on the road as a truck driver, doing criminals, the demons kind of thing. The criminals that he is a hometown, he first defeats, gets inspired, then finds like, I want to do more. When he gets them down into the kind of thing, he wants to do more. He finds out like he wants to do more. He wants to see the world. If he has 7 years, he's gonna do it to the max, and that's how he gets. But even though he's like 7 years, the president wants a fluff, wants a kind of thing, finds that it's out, that would be the 7 years. You would be having this time clock. If it's like, if it doesn't go well, this comic, if it doesn't do well, you still can end it and have a beautiful ending with him after 7 years, lived longer than most have done in their own life, kind of thing, having the truck, doing this job, going back to Belgium because the truck needs to go, but also doing this criminals, defeating these demons. I feel like this would be so cool thing, a gothic version. A gothic, sometimes in a castle, sometimes just on the road, sometimes kind of thing. You would have so much cool stuff you can do. See the world, see kind of thing, noir style, and also I would, you know, this kind of comic would be also in black and white, but has like red is the only things that you actually see. Like it's on his back, you always see the red, but the rest will be black and white. It's like, I love that kind of art style. I would do that kind of thing. That's how my story would would be, black and white, but only red, like also showing us more colors. That's like the whole story of my Spider-Man. How would my Spider-Man called, or just be called Spider-Man? Sure, it would be just called Spider-Man till he is in the Spider-Verse that he probably would never be a part of, because he only lives 7 years and he's living his dream, unless it goes actually in his way. And in Europa is where he would kind of stay, and going back to Belgium every time. It's like, this character would also not call Peter Parker, because Peter Parker is in America. So this guy would be called, I don't know. I felt like my own name, Dylan, doesn't feel like it. Also Eddie Brock's son is called Dylan now. So that doesn't work. Maybe Godric kind of thing. I always liked that name. I used to like that. Could be others, you know, name. He could also called Parker, but I also feel like, then we have the things that his family. You could call him Parker. He could be called Parker. That's like another name. You could also, there's so many other names. Also more typical kind of thing. Could also be my last name, but also could be, the Prince kind of thing. Because my grandfather, my uncle, they've both been princes of Carnival in my country, well, not country, my city. It's like the city, it's been the Prince of Carnival a few times. So it's could be called having the last name of me, because that's a little bit famous only in my city, not in the whole world, mostly very much in my city, and only with the people that loves Carnival. But anyway, Anyway, I kind of digress, and the name is maybe so. Let me know what you would name this character, because I'm like fucking Gothric is like the only name I can think of right now. There is Jack. Jack would be kind of thing, but also like there's not that many Jacks in Belgium. Sure, it's a name, and sure it exists, but Jack doesn't feel. I like the name. Gothric is also a name that doesn't work because Gothric is the thing what we would call it. I feel like we would need a new name. Something typical Belgium, but also not too Belgium kind of thing going on. Anyway, because mine is Dylan, and there is a lot of Dylan, so maybe it would be Dylan, the name. There are tons of Dylans in Belgium, like a kind of thing. There's also lots of D kind of thing. That's lots of Belgium kind of thing. Anyway, I'm not addressing the name thing is still a work in progress. But for the rest, I feel like the Spider-Man is cool and feels like could be just called Spider, because we already have Miles Morales Spider-Man. We got like kind of thing. We got Miles Morales Spider-Man. We got Spider-Man. And Peter Parker Spider-Man. Feels like you're just gonna call him the Belgian Spider-Man or the Gothic Spider-Man. It's like this like would be the title, like the Gothic Spider-Man, and he's been in Europa, and it would be kind of thing the Demon Slayer, or Spider-Man the Demon Slayer would also be cool. That actually has a good link to the Spider-Man the Demon Slayer. I like that. I like that kind of thing. The Devil Slayer could also be a thing. Anyway, that's pretty much it. I know it's a long freaking thing, 36 minutes already, this video. But I felt like I wanted to do this video. I really wanted to give you, because there's so many Spider-Mans, I want to give you my take on a Spider-Man. What I would do, what I kind of think. I wish somebody makes the comic. I wish I kind of think. And because I feel like this, what kind of thing, this Gothic version of a Spider-Man, this kind of more as Demon Slayer Spider-Man, he would be very close to Noir. But I feel like, this is how my Spider-Man should be. This is how this Spider-Man. I feel like if you're gonna do so many Spider-Mans, why not a Spider-Man of my country? Sure, I'm not the most kind of thing, but I like living where I live, and also think America has like some rules that I really am like, I don't want those rules. Also, freaking guns are freaking a stupid idea to have give everybody in their house. But also, it's like my kind of thing, because I live here in the country. It's like I've been living here since I was born. Even in the city, I was mostly here. I've been moved at one time, but for the rest, I've been like living in this country, living in this. The Netherlands is like closely kind of thing. You're easy to go to. Like this country is very small. You can go to Germany in 4 hours. You can go to Limburg, to the Netherlands in 2 hours. It's like it is a small country, and some people are like, I hear like Americans says like, some countries are so small, they're cities. Like, no, they're not. Just because you're New York is a fucking country instead of a city. If you want to go there, it's like just because you are bigger doesn't mean kind of smaller are not countries. Are not like a thing. Cannot be countries. Like, yes, we are a smaller country. Yes, we kind of thing. But also, it's like there is some beauty in that, in smaller kind of things too. It's like there's still people in this. There is still good people in this country. There's still a kind of thing. America has like lots of rules, kind of things. Like, can you pay this back? If you can't, there's this whole thing that's gonna hunt you for the rest of your life. This from America. There's some cool stuff in America, but there is also some bad stuff. And and there are some other Spider-Mans that come from other countries and everything. But I feel like this one, my version, it's like Brussels kind of thing from my country. It's like the head state of whole Europa. We have like balls, everything going on. Thing that's are like if Europa's kind of thing, it's gonna be in Brussels. That is the main. But also like Brussels is French. we also have another language that's like from same thing as the Netherlands kind of language, and that's also very common because we, you know, I feel like we going with that. It's also like has our language is also not the easiest language. Yeah, there's French that we got. We also got kind of Dutch is a kind of thing, but we got Germany, our kind of language also. We have like 3 languages, but mostly the main one has always been Flemish, Dutch kind of thing. It's always been like the Netherlands kind of language, a little bit more dialect. So like American English has like English, then there is Australia English, there is kind of thing. That's like the difference between our kind of countries, between the Netherlands and that normally. Kind of thing, the main language, even though people speak all kinds of languages in our country lately, kind of thing, but the main one was always been that, and like nobody seems to able in America seems to be able to speak that language at all. Like in America, every time an American tries to, it sounds like German and kind of thing. German sounds like German that they try to speak. It's like, no, our language doesn't speak that. Wij spreken gewoon dit. Dit is gewoon een taal. This is the language that I was talking about. It's like, gewoon dit, dat is Nederlands. This is Nederlands. This is what Netherlands sounds like. Anyway, so yeah, it's like this is different. When you see the difference between an American trying to, like from even UK kind of thing, trying to our language, they never get it right. It's so hard to get it right. A lot of people get it wrong from America and don't freaking care about to trying to do it right. But anyway, I'm gonna stop now. That's like a whole other thing. But I felt like Belgium kind of Spider-Man would be a cool aspect to it. And when I think about it, it's like I wanna live in the UK. Sure, I wanna live there, but it's like I don't wanna live in America. I feel like I love to visit it, and I like to, seeing some stuff, the good stuff coming. I also love Japan. Has like lots of good stuff that I want to visit. Like I love the thing, but it's like Belgium does also have some good stuff. Sure, sometimes you have to search for it like a lot, and it's hard. But I also seen some good stuff, and there are lots of people that actually move to Belgium. There are lots of people that hate Belgium, but there's also there's some good stuff, and I feel like a Spider-Man character going from Belgium and going travel feels like the perfect thing. It's like he travels around, so people from all Europa gonna love the Spider-Man because he's not just from America and stays in New York, because god damn it, he stays in New York. This Spider-Man also have a truck that makes it also easier kind of thing to go, and you would have mountains that you would climb on. Kind of thing with spider powers. He would go against demons kind of thing. There are some bigger cities in Europa. I feel like this Spider-Man would be cool to have more have this demonic Slayer going on, this kind of thing. I feel like this Spider-Man would very much do a gothic version of Spider-Man, would do well. It would be a great one to have instead of one in New York, because yes, New Yorkers are like, oh my god, I love it, and America also like, I love it. New York is a fucking home state for a thing. I love the kind of thing. It's like I can relate. I know those buildings. So like I don't know those buildings. Yeah, sure, I've seen them some of movies, but also like Europa, Belgium doesn't get mentioned that much. The last time I heard Belgium being a thing was on Doctor Who. Doctor Who was the last one kind of thing. There was a kind of thing, a psychic paper, and that's in the UK, so it makes more sense that kind of thing. Then there's like, oh, King of Belgium kind of thing. It's like he's been the King of Belgium on his paper. That kind of thing. I'm like, oh, that's funny. Also, we still have kings. Very useless, but a kind of thing going on. But it's still a thing. We have kings. We have still kings and queen going on. That I much care, but you know, we still have it. It's kind of cool, kind of not, kind of cool. It's like kind of thing. Anyway, that's pretty much all I got for you. There's also a whole history that I didn't even know about Belgium that I feel like we used to have. I think we got invaded by Rome on some point. Before was called even Belgium. It's like, okay, it's not called Belgium, but then Rome invaded. Then a few years later, after that, well, some king called Belgic kind of thing. With his last name take over. That guy later, that his last name became the whole country kind of thing. When it got divided. Like that thing, as I like, holy shit, that's actually interesting. And holy shit, why don't we teach that kind of stuff? Like the Roman. We kind of are Roman. We are from Rome. I actually rather be a Viking kind of descent. But whatever. Anyway. So yeah, that's pretty much all I got for you. The story, the whole feel of my Spider-Man, and Spider-Man based from Belgium, going with his truck everywhere, having castles kind of thing, demon hunting. I feel like this Spider-Man would do well. I feel like it wouldn't be wonderful. It would also able to make as much as any spin-off of Spider-Man. I feel like, sure, not the main Spider-Man, but well, like a spin-off. I feel like this would kind of thing, this is no Spider-Man, and he has a timeline, so it would be also like, could be a novel. Like you have this whole things, and you have a kind of thing of 7-year a novel. Every year you can have a whole volume, and every year be another kind of thing. 7 years of freaking things that you can do with this Spider-Man. I felt like this Spider-Man would do well. But that's just my opinion. And if I could create this, I would. But the best I could do, I cannot even make a fan fiction because my grammar sucks fucking ass. So the best I can do is give you a piece of my mind. How I want my Spider-Man. What I would do if I had Spider-Man. What a Belgian Spider-Man would be. Mostly, yes, I'm a very gothic person, and I know gothic is not for everybody, even in Belgium. But that, you know, that's my take about kind of thing here. My take of a Spider-Man, my personal taste of what I want Spider-Man to be, my personal, you know, my everything that I personally like about Spider-Man, and how I would do Spider-Man. This is like my take to Spider-Man from Belgium. Like, he's not gonna have the Belgian flag around him. I feel like that's very American thing, and yes, UK does have too, but also very American thing to do, kind of thing on. But sure, we sometimes have flags going around, but we don't have that, like, that American thing that's really American. Like always having a flag around, kind of thing in your yard. We don't do that everywhere, kind of thing. So I feel like also like doesn't feel like kind of thing. Maybe he can have something from more from Belgium, but it feels like don't feel like that hits with the character, that kind of thing. We could have, you know, a sidekick that has like a love for Belgium kind of thing, that would like be very much enthusiastic about it. It's like that very Robin character going on, but would also be, but that would be like in year 3 or something, that he finally has a sidekick, somebody that stays around, that also, you know, maybe start working for it, so he has to take him along for the ride. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Yeah, this whole, I know it's already been almost an hour long freaking video, but this is my take, my Spider-Man, Spider-Man of Belgium, my gothic Spider-Man that I would make if I had the freaking resources of somebody that makes it, wants to make it. Please call me, kind of thing. I would love to see this in. I don't need even money for it. Just call him Dylan, or Goblin, or Twisted with his last name. You know, Dylan Twisted. Why not? Kind of thing, a Belgium kind of thing. You have like, you have all the things, that kind of thing. Make him look like me. I would be fine. That's the only fucking thing. Make him look like me. Give him my name, kind of thing. Cornel, or kind of thing, could also be a name. That's my middle name, Cornel. Don't know. That sounds old-ish, but that's been in my family for generations. That middle name. Anyway, this was like. I feel like this could be cool. Make him look like him, make it kind of thing. Beard is always cowboy kind of thing, gothic style. Giving him the things I say. Like, I feel like I don't need the money for it, kind of thing. I just want him to be real, to be kind of thing. I feel like this would be called a demon hunter Spider-Man kind of thing, demon slayer Spider-Man. That just sounds so cool. That sounds, truck sounds so freaking amazing. Going on, that this whole concept that I give kind of thing feels so like why not make it? Why does nobody want to make? I also have no idea how I would pitch this. I would, because it also takes an hour to kind of think how I want him to be, how I think this could be. It's like this whole hour you have to push that to like 2 minutes to rate it. But also like, I just feel like it's so good idea. I feel like this one is so one of the best ideas of a freaking Spider-Man, and because there is so many Spider-Mans and some suck really much, but also I feel like this Spider-Man just feels so good. We have Grasspop, Stinks for metal kind of thing. He's like the most metal gothic kind of character, mostly because he's, you know, based on me. This is why I want this character so badly. I feel like this is how I would be if I was Spider-Man. This character is everything I would be if I was Spider-Man. Kind, but also only gives you 3 chances, kind of thing. He is very lonely, but also very good heart in the middle. Even though he seems like sometimes he doesn't, but he would go through fire for you easy, even though you wouldn't. Like, I just want this character to be real so badly. Anyway, that's mine kind of take. I'm sorry it's been so fucking long, but I wanted to give you everything about this character so you can enjoy it, so you can tell me what you want, what your Spider-Man would be, how he would. Give me a brief version of yours, of making an own video and tag me in it. Tag me in your version of Spider-Man. What would your let's create our own Spider-Verse. Let's create our own Spider-Verse. You make a Spider-Man kind of thing. Let me know what your Spider-Man would be. Would he be in game or would he be a kind of thing? You can give me all this is my gothic version of a Spider-Man kind of thing. This is my version. What would your Spider-Man be? Let me know. I want to see IDs. I want to see those more ideas. Anyway, I'm gonna stop now because this is much too long already. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm sorry it was so long, but I hope it was interesting because this Belgium Spider-Man feels like so right, so good, so right for the picking. And this is all because I've been playing so much Spider-Man game, and I feel like, oh, I want this. I want my own Spider-Man version, my own history of Spider-Man. I feel like this could be so good. Sure, it could be some details changed, but mostly this is the Spider-Man I want. This is the Spider-Man we deserve, and our country deserves also having a Spider-Man with so many Spider-fucking-Man, so many Spider-Verse, man. I want this. Share this video, please, please, pretty please. If I never ask one thing, but please share this video with more. Maybe it gets kind of thing, because this one I really want it to be true. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I hope you very much enjoyed, and if you made it till here, you most likely did enjoy my ID kind of thing. So please share that thing with your friends, kind of thing. Share the ID or give it a short summary link to my kind of thing for this, because I feel like the Spider-Man would do so well. But that's just my opinion about Spider-Man, and this Spider-Man that I think would be a cool fit for the universe. So many Spider-Man, I feel like this would be a cool. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and hope to see you guys in the next one. Goodbye, good night, everybody.
Then the days got worse and worse, and now you see I've gone completely out of my mind.